Okay, speaking of rankings, speaking of respecting rankings and champions fighting number ones and blah, 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 blah. So, I know this is going to trigger you, huh?
It's going to trigger me as well. You got me fired up. I was a little tired coming into this podcast, but now you're going to start seeing me just flare up. You know how to get me going. Go ahead. What's the next freaking piece of
Stipe said
news?
he's thinking about boxing, actually. Maybe a Tyson Fury fight, something like that.
Okay, so we'll stop there before you get into the next part. I'm fine with that. I wouldn't mind seeing Stipe box. I think, for what he's done, he is the consensus, and I'll say this again, he is the consensus greatest heavyweight of all time in mixed martial arts.
Agreed.
Period. End of discussion. That's that. So to see the best MMA fighter in the world go and box, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. I mean, Conor did it. Why can't Stipe do it?
Absolutely.
No reason why he can't.
And not nearly as much money, but you know what? He's still going to make fucking $10, $15 million.
And he deserves it. Yeah. He's the greatest heavyweight fighter of all time. He deserves a little bit of extra cash. So, Stipe, if you want to go out and box, go box. But
same interview. He was asked, why wouldn't you just go fight Ngannou next? And he says, I will fight Ngannou. I'm sure I will. But it just doesn't excite me like it does. I know I'm going to dominate the guy for 5 rounds again. That's essentially what he said.
Right.
He said, it just doesn't excite me. I'd rather move on and do something else than have to fight this guy. But I will. And I'm going to win again and dominate him again. So he wants to do something.
So if he said, because I didn't see this, I just read this very deceiving headline here that you wrote up for, no, I'm just joking. No. But, well, it is kind of deceiving, actually. But if he said he's willing to fight Ngannou, that makes it a little bit different.
I should have put that part in it.
If he says, nope, I'm not fighting Ngannou, it doesn't excite me, that would have pissed me off.
He definitely said it doesn't excite him.
And that's fine.
And he's not chomping at the bit to go fight him.
You know what those are? Because he's saying he's willing to fight him. You know what those are? Those are mind games. Mm-hmm. And he has every right to play him as long as he takes the fight. But don't do this thing again where, we're taking a year off. I can't see a heavyweight title once a year. I want to see it twice a year. I think twice is fair. Twice a year, defend the belt. And I want to see Stipe back on the horse, man. He's the greatest heavyweight of all time. And honestly, if he goes out there and beats Ngannou again, I mean, mind blown. He's the greatest.
Greatest one of the pound per pound.
Yeah, greatest fighters of all time.
Yeah, one of them.
Like, he's already the consensus greatest heavyweight of all time. If he went out there and beat Ngannou, what else? Beat him again, rather, because he dominated the first fight, all 5 rounds, clearly. But if you went out there and beat Ngannou again, you're the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah.
Or the pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters of all time, in my opinion. And then with the whole John Jones situation, too. Like, that could literally set him up to fight John Jones next.
Yeah, or if he does take a year off, like you're saying, that sets up a fucking John Jones-Ngannou interim title fight.
Yes.
And like we were saying, John Jones isn't fighting anybody.
Nope.
It's fucking Stipe for the belt or Ngannou for the belt. He ain't fighting anybody for fucking nothing. No. It's going to be a world title fight, his first fight ahead.
And again, no matter what, I don't care if John Jones is now in the picture. Ngannou deserves the next title shot. I don't care if it's for the belt, the real belt, or the interim belt.
He needs a belt.
He needs to fight for a belt, period. Period.
I wouldn't be shocked if they go that route, actually, because I'm sure Stipe is going to take his sweet time. Like, let's just be real. He's going to take his sweet time.
But mother time isn't really on his side, man.
I know.
But what is
that's
37,
why
38?
he's thinking maybe a few fights left or a big boxing fight for millions of dollars. I think.
And again, I'm fine with that. But again, just vacate the belt. Yeah. Vacate the belt if you're going to go do boxing. I support you in boxing. Go make your money, man. If you really can get a big fight, a big boxing fight, go make your money. You deserve it. You're the greatest heavyweight of all time. Yeah. But please, for the MMA fans, please don't sit on that belt for 12 to 18 months. It's not fair. Like, we want to see the heavyweight belt being defended, and I don't think that's too much to ask for. Yeah. So if he does go in box, please just vacate the belt.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said right there. So say Stipe does go boxing. Who does he fight? Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I think any of those 3.
That's interesting fights because it has to be one of them. Andy Ruiz, maybe.
I don't think Tyson takes that fight. But I see Fury versus. I think Fury would. Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Or not. I'm sorry, not Tyson Fury.
Joshua.
No, not Joshua.
Wilder,
thank you. Deontay Wilder. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I see that one.
That fight.
Coming off the loss against Tyson Fury.
Could you imagine
but
Wilder?
Tyson Fury's not taking that fight. If he's gonna fight next, it's probably gonna be Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, well, if he was, that's what he should
Unified. Yeah.
I mean, they haven't said any since Rona bullshit. Like fucking, they haven't talked about any of those big boxing fights.
Nope.
We have no idea what's going on. I mean, fucking, they have fights. Like they're doing boxing fights. Showtime is back. Fucking HBO boxing isn't back, but ESPN Plus is having boxing. Fucking who just fought? Someone big just fought for Ed Hearn. Fucking, I don't know boxing.
No, neither do I. We're not going to pretend like we do either.
I don't watch that shit.
I know 3 heavyweights. That's it.
Honestly.
Well,
the heavyweight
Anthony
division
Ruiz,
is back.
Louise too. But.
Yeah, well, the heavyweight division's back because now it's like the glory weight of the heavyweight days. That's all anybody gives a shit about now, and it's kind of nice.
And I know Lomachenko. I guess I do know a few boxers.
There's a few.
I don't keep up with it the same way I do MMA.
Yeah, same.